Nobody.
Hello? Hold on, you don't gotta put your hands on me, okay?
Why are you getting that? What the f is your problem?
Charge you another charge and I'll push you straight into the
What you
bench.
charging me with?
I'm a minor.
On May 21st, 2024 at Walmart, officers arrived after receiving a call about two suspected shoplifters. The situation began when both individuals were questioned about their details.
How old are you? Don't answer my questions, you're gonna have handcuffs. You pick.
Okay, I just go on.
He's asking what?
The first issue that came up was about their age, which they avoided answering. The officers kept asking for basic identification details such as name and age, but neither of them provided clear responses. Instead of cooperating, they stalled and avoided giving straight answers.
You didn't tell me anything.
Well, they got it written down.
Okay, I'm asking you as a human, as a person to person.
The refusal to cooperate extended for several minutes. During this time, officers explained to them that the reason they were being detained was due to accusations of shoplifting. It was also made clear that until the matter was resolved, they were not free to go.
Again, you're not free to go. So do you have ID on you?
Oh, I'm not an ID.
Okay, so how old are you?
If we give you everything, we could go.
The officers emphasized that this was no longer about convenience, but about law enforcement procedure. They stated that accusations of theft were serious, and until full verification was done, neither of the two would be released. The lack of cooperation meant officers had to remain on the scene longer, and the duo repeated refusals added to the delay.
You know I have paperwork to do. So if you want to go home, you can tell me your name. If not, you can go to jail.
As minutes passed, the exchange became longer than necessary. The officers wanted to make the process quick, but because of the duo's behavior, it stretched beyond 1 minute into several.
I get paid by the hour. I'm here till 3, so I don't really care.
No one's mine. No one's mine.
So are you refusing to identify yourself?
At this point, the situation was still calm, but increasingly tense. Each time the question of age or identification came up, the teens avoided answering directly. Instead, they tried to challenge the process or bring up unrelated points such as video footage or questioning why they were being detained.
65, as of now. So do you have ID on you?
You just said no.
I don't have an idea.
Okay, how old are you?
The officers then asked them to stand up. The officers specifically instructed them to remove their bags, but the girls hesitated and resisted even this simple instruction, questioning why they had to comply.
I thought we were supposed to see a video.
You're not supposed to say anything.
Well, that's what they said. Oh, yeah, now y'all don't know? Now y'all don't know?
Why are you trying to act all the time?
The officers made it clear that neither of the two individuals would be allowed to leave until their identities were confirmed. The duo mentioned that they were about to catch a bus and insisted they would now miss it. However, the officers reminded them that this was the result of their own actions, since they were accused of committing theft.
This is so and we're already about to catch the bus.
Okay, well now you're gonna miss the bus.
Oh,
Sorry.
definitely we're gonna miss the bus.
As the scene progressed, the officers clarified that the individuals were no longer free to go and repeated this fact multiple times.
At this point, you just gotta figure out how old they are to figure out where they're going.
The refusal of the duo extended beyond words. They stayed seated when asked to stand, forcing officers to consider stronger action. At least twice they were told to stand and remove their bags, and each time they refused.
Take your bag
What
off.
do we do?
Stand up, take your bag off, or I'm gonna make you stand up.
The duo attempted to challenge even the removal of their belongings, asking if they had the right to refuse. The officers informed them that this was not optional. Since they were already accused of theft, the next steps required compliance. At this point, officers were preparing to place them in handcuffs.
I did it for what? We sit down to the next.
Sir 51 shows 2 females detained.
Once restrained, both teens were informed that the situation had escalated only because of their refusal to cooperate earlier. Had they simply provided their names and ages, the process would have been quick. Instead, after nearly 10 minutes, they were both in custody.
Hold on, you don't gotta put your hands on me. Okay, well, hey, why are you hanging up?
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, wait, you just hung up.
By this point, the officers moved forward with detaining the duo. Both individuals were instructed to put their hands behind their backs. When they refused, the officers began using physical control. They struggled, questioning why they were being restrained, and claimed one of them was a minor. But the officers continued with the process, making sure both were placed in cuffs.
Over here against the wall for. Do you have anything on you I need to know about? No. Anything that's gonna stick me, stab me, anything like that? Turn around, face me.
Officers noted that they could now proceed with identifying them even without their direct cooperation, by using methods such as assigning Jane Doe or John Doe placeholders.
Information you guys could have been on your way. But instead, now both of you are on cuffs.
I don't know. We can do John. We can do Jane Doe and all that jazz.
It became clear that the officers had evidence of more stolen items. A cart in the toy aisle was checked, and additional property was linked to the duo. One of the females, eventually identified as 18 years old, had her information found in the system. The other individual's name was not immediately available, making the process longer. During the search, the duo continued to argue and resist, but their resistance no longer affected the officers' work. The handcuffs ensured compliance. Officers searched through belongings and confirmed that there were multiple stolen items. The evidence added to the seriousness of the charges.
Kind of like you kept ignoring me.
You're right.
The officers also explained that the two suspects had wasted significant time by avoiding simple questions. What could have been resolved in less than 2 minutes had now stretched past 6 minutes.
All right, she's 18.
Yeah.
What about the other one?
She might not have a name file. I can't find it at the moment, but I found the 18-year-old.
By this stage, the officers had enough evidence to proceed with theft charges. The officers then conducted a more detailed search. During this search, items were found hidden in their belongings. A wallet was discovered tucked into a waistband. Other missing items, such as makeup, were also linked to them. Additional property was located in a cart, further confirming the theft.
What's my wallet? My car. Let me see. What do you mean?
It was confirmed that both individuals were over 18 years old. One was identified as being 18 and the other almost 19. This confirmation meant that both would be treated as adults in the legal process. While going through their possessions, the officers made sure to log each item. The value of the stolen property had to be calculated to determine the level of charges. Some of the items included personal products, makeup, and accessories. This process of adding up the value was still ongoing at the time, with officers waiting for the full total.
I think they were just taking it back to total or something.
Further discussions were made regarding the property. Some of the items had to be returned to the correct departments inside the store. Officers coordinated with Walmart staff to ensure all evidence was properly documented. The recovered goods included both small personal items and larger products.
Oh, what? What you just said? Yeah, I'm coming.
The duo were seated against a wall, searched for dangerous objects, and checked to ensure they carried nothing that could harm the officers. They were kept under close watch while the paperwork was being prepared.
No, hey, y'all gonna get my everything. Make sure you get.
Just stand there.
Both suspects were clearly linked to multiple stolen items. Their initial claims about not being involved or not knowing what was happening were disproven by the evidence collected.
Can you have them walk over here to the guard to make sure that they got everything?
Once the total value of stolen property was finalized, the charges would be determined. Both suspects, being adults, would face legal consequences for theft and for resisting cooperation during the investigation. So that's all we have for today's episode. Don't forget to give this video a like, smash that subscribe button, and also ring that notification bell while you're down there.